be doing it. And we run off a 20-amp circuit in my basement all night long. So it's
We
an
can
extension cord from the police station to work.
We can get down there. That's what it's not. Okay, so that's what that's what the request is.
Who cares if they have lights?
Alderman Lumber.
Do we know what type, what hours, and do we have adequate lighting in that area if we run into the evening?
It could be early evening and just for a couple of hours.
I think the discussion that Katie was talking about was probably like, what, 5, 6? 6 to 8, 5. No more than 3 hours, 2 hours, probably around the 2-hour range. So. Any other questions? And that we can do it, in my opinion, we can either say, because since we want to do this several times throughout the summer, plus the movie nights, which again will be the same issue as the electricity, my recommendation is that we just make a blanket motion that we will waive the fees for Augusta Downtown to host, these events throughout the summer, rather than every event and coming to the board, asking for a fee waiver is essentially what I'm. Alderman Carmen.
I already mentioned movies, Mr. Mayor. I thought Mary mentioned movies.
Yes. That's still in the planning stage. We don't have a lot of information on that yet. We're working on getting a screen and those kind of
That's
things.
the last time I think I saw an outdoor movie was at a drive-in theater. I'm pretty sure of that. And I didn't know where you were going to bring that. Okay, thank you.
From what I understand, it's probably just going to be a sheet.
Probably.
If they did the movies, yeah, not. Any other questions or a motion?
I'll make a motion that we waive the electrical fees for use of the north lawn of the 1912 building for the downtown Odessa Incorporated, June through September.
All right, have a motion and a second to waive the electrical fees for the Odessa Downtown Incorporated from June through September. Is that correct? Any other questions or comments or discussion? Alderman Lumber.
We would need a schedule. Would we want to schedule from each month so we know what day we'll just pop up?
I'm sure.
Pop up dates.
Yeah, well, once they get them, yeah, I'm sure Katie
Yeah.
will provide that.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Once we have everything figured out, all of
My assumption is that they're gonna plan the music events, try to get this planned first, and then it'll be here. Yeah. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is a motion from VFW Post 5675 Men's Auxiliary for the fireworks display.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Bob Olson, 709 Ozark Shoreline, and I'm here on behalf of the VFW Men's Auxiliary to request that the city allow us to shoot fireworks off of the Bailey property west of Dyer Park, and also would like to see if the city would consider a donation to that effect. Last year, we spent approximately $8,000 to put on about a 45-minute show This year, our fundraising's been a little short. We're sitting at $5,000 now. We'd like to put on the same type of show we put on last year. It seemed to go really well. Our intentions are to do the same as we did last year, play patriotic music under the shelter. With the park board's approval, I haven't been to those folks yet, but, and put on fireworks at dusk.
Mr. Poole, you said that you haven't talked to the park board yet.
I haven't, I figured I better come to you folks first.
And yes, you guys did have a very good show last year.
Thank you.
We thank you.
All right, so, we definitely need a motion, we'll need a motion to approve the fireworks display. And then we can consider the donation separate, if you guys would like. So, and then feel free to ask questions.
Yeah, any questions you have, we can answer them.
So you want a motion, so you want them separate?
I think it'd be better to consider them separate, so.
So I'll make a motion that we allow the VFW Post 5675 Men's Auxiliary to shoot off fireworks on 4th of July for in Dyer Park using the Bailey land.
Have a motion. Have a motion and a second to allow BFW to shoot off fireworks on the 4th of July. Any questions or comments?
We do have a written pay.
Yes.
Yeah, we have permission from Steve, yes.
Now, did you guys, for the fireworks display, did you guys go to the park board last year for permission to shoot the fireworks off? Or was that just-
Last year, we went to them to get permission to play music under the shelter. At one time, we were considering shooting fireworks on the ball diamond or the soccer field. But Mr. Bailey was gracious enough to allow us to shoot up on the hill, and it turned out really well.
Yeah. Any other questions regarding the fireworks? All right, seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. And now go over again your financial situation with the fireworks.
Last year, the show that we put on was approximately $8,000, and we've done several fundraisers this year, and right now we're sitting at $5,000. We've got some other stuff we're doing. We're going to raffle off a really nice Afghan, patriotic Afghan. We've got other stuff we're going to try to do, but we're still $3,000 shy of what we had last year. Whatever you folks would be comfortable with as a donation, we would appreciate it.
Let me ask you this, and I don't want the board to think I'm trying to. When do you need to know a number tonight, or is this something that we can go back and they can think about, and maybe we can have a discussion?
No, we do not need to know tonight.
It's up to you guys, but if you guys want to discuss it tonight, we can. It's completely up to you.
We're going to continue to fundraise. We can buy the fireworks right up till the 4th. So it's the more money we can fundraise, the better show we can put on.
Right, I understand. Alderman Bellington.
That would be my suggestion. Is that something that Marcella and Mickey could have ready for our finance committee to look at on Monday? Just what our options would be, what accounts we could possibly pull that from, and then discuss that at our next meeting.
Yeah, we can do that. It's not an issue. Yeah, we can do that. I think that's a good idea. Okay, we are going, did you hear that, that, Mr. Polson? What we're going, okay, all right.
We thank you very much.
Thank you. We
Thank you,
appreciate it.
folks.
Yep, you bet. Next is Troop 286, Boy Scouts Troop 286, their request for a fishing derby at Lake Bonita on August 8th, 2015 at 7:30 a.m. So, have at it.
We were gonna ask for permission to run a fishing derby at Dyer Park. There would be no fee for the derby. Everyone 16 years and older would still need a current Missouri fishing license, but we would also like to ask if you could waive the city fishing license just for the derby. And all children under the age of 16, youth 16 plus, 16 and up, and adults with Missouri fishing license would be eligible.
All right, so you're asking to host a fishing derby. And now, Scott, you and I had a conversation today. It is on August 8th, correct?
August 8th, during plum jumpers.
Okay, and so the swim meet's gonna be August 1st.
Right.
Okay, that was the concern earlier, was that I think last year they happened on the same day, and we just wanted to make sure that the days were
It was
correct.
the same day, it was the same time. So,
Right, okay,
so
yeah.
Dyer Park kind of got a little crazy.
Right, and it rains. Okay, all right, so we're squared on the date, so we'll need a motion to waive the permit fee or the fishing permit requirement for August.
There's not a
There
permit.
is- Oh, that's right, there is not a permit, so
It's
it's
just a matter
just
of
approve the
authorizing
derby.
use, yeah.
Yeah.
Make a motion that we authorize Troop 286 to conduct a fishing derby at Lake Bonita on August the 8th.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve Troop 286 to have the fishing derby at Lake Bonita on August 8th. Any other questions or comments?
Have you already talked to the park board?
Yes,
Okay.
they were happy to say, oh, to bring it here and take it off our hands.
All right, seeing no further discussion, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Next is first reading of bill number 2015-02, ordinance number 2894, an ordinance of the city of Odessa, Missouri, amending chapter 8 by adding section 8.210, non-residential design standards of the code of ordinances of the city of Odessa, Missouri. This is the first reading for your approval. I spoke with Chairman Martin McDermott, and what he would like is for us to look at this and review it, and then send it back to them with any recommendations that we have. So while this is our first reading, what I'm asking for the motion, whatever it is after we review it, to discuss it, is to refer it back to planning and zoning so that they can look at our views. And then Chief Campbell's here for any questions.
Yeah, I'll try to answer anything I can, but Mayor addressed it. Our purpose of bringing it to you this time is just solely for review purposes. It's been here once. The changes that was addressed then have been made, and so review it and send it back to us with any other revisions or any concerns that may be come about from any of you.
When it comes back, it'll still come back as a first reading. So we we don't have to start out with a motion on this, so after reviewing it, questions and comments and changes that you guys saw that you'd like to make or review.
From my standpoint, I think the things that we talked about the last time that it was here, I think all of those were taken care of. It was written as both a commercial and an industrial, and I think the industrial portion has been taken out. I read it twice, I didn't catch anywhere where it wasn't removed. I mean, I think it met my expectations.
And that's what I understood was one of the biggest issues with it was it had commercial and industrial. And we had a lot of opposition with the industrial parts of town, and all them, that has been deleted, removed. Anything that's being taken out is in red with the line through it.
Now, did you guys add anything to it after we looked at it the first time?
I don't believe so. I think everything stayed from, I got the copy that you all saw the last time and this time, and everything appears to be the same with the exception of the industrial parts being removed.
Any other discussion or anything? Everything look, if everything looks fine or ready to take action on it, we'll take a motion to refer it back to planning and zoning.
I got a question. I'm kind of ignorant in this. If I was going to build a building, what would it look like according to this design?
But basically, I mean, as you read through it, there's preferred materials that would be allowed under this design. You know, there's your masonry, exterior buildings, and there's that limits the use of metal on fronts and sides if the building was set on a corner. The whole purpose of it was just try to go along with the issue of dressing up and making the buildings look more, have more of a professional design, better versus just corrugated metal. Try to make the downtown and any parts of the commercial districts in town to have a better curb appearance. But you've preferred metals there in the blue. Brick, stucco, stone is encouraged. Aluminum metal rib panels is discouraged. But each they will be reviewed. You know, if someone has something to present that they think they might be able to the planning and zoning, or so that they come up with something besides just regular rib metal.
Okay, so the new Dollar General store is what you want. All buildings look like?
They think the idea of it is to try to have a combination, you know, of some sort to give it, instead of just being strictly just an all metal building. Actually, a Dollar General store would probably have to have more on it besides, because it's sitting on a corner, the size wouldn't meet the classifications of this in my reading of it.
But the Fox building was okay?
Yeah, well, it's in the area that it's going in.
Okay, different
Yeah, right.
zoning or,
Right, because this is for commercial districts,
okay.
non-residential, that's a residential area.
But that building wouldn't be approved
Right.
in resident, or in commercial.
I mean, there's always the Board of Appeals and adjustments, you know, that process that any one building can go to for clarification or possibly a variance, you know, to
Right.
meet some of these standards. The
Okay.
whole idea is just try to clean, you know, make the appearance, street curb appearance be more appealing than just a string of metal buildings that might appear, you know, in the future.
Okay, well, at least I got a visual on what you're talking about. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions or comments? We still need a motion.
Motion to approve or
A motion to refer it back to P and Z.
Make a motion that we refer ordinance 2894, bill number 2015-02, back to the Planning and Zoning Commission with our comments noted.
Alderman Carmody makes a second to refer bill number 2015-02 back to planning and zoning with the board's comments attached. All in favor? Motion carries 6-0.
If I ask anything before then, or, be sure to all want it.
Regarding this,
Just for the,
go ahead.
One of the things I would hope is that when a new business is looking to build here, that it's affordable to build here. And that if we have tougher restrictions on putting a building up here, there's another place they might be able to do it. I don't want to run somebody off that might be productive here in this town because they can't afford to build it. That's what scares me.
That's right, and we can't afford to do that, and, in our community, we're not to the size where we can be. So I think there's, hopefully the provisions being here to where people can come and we can have some variance and that we also can try to attain a nice look for streets and, as new buildings do come about. And instead of just having all look the same in general, we have a little bit of decorative design somewhere, stucco brick somehow on the building, even if it's, brick on the bottom, metal on top, something to try to give it some appearance other than just a red metal structure, or if they want to put a lot of glass in it or something, whatever it be, to give it some street appearance. So that I agree, Alderman, and that we don't want to be too restrictive, that we're going to run businesses off if they're wanting to build.
Thank you, Ken.
All right, thanks. Next is a motion to approve liquor license for Topaz Enterprises LLC. Chief Newhouse included his report in there, so this is a motion for your approval. Are you a representative of
Yes, sir.
Topaz? Okay, all right. Can you give us your name and your address?
Yes, my name is Robert Thursby. I live 3530 Northwest 69th Terrace, Kansas City, Missouri, 64151.
Mr. Thursby is here to answer any questions that you guys have. Alderman Carvey.
Mr. Mayor, I see Topaz Enterprises LLC doing business as BP Service Station, so is it the same location?
Yes, correct, up on the frontage road. The address seems to be in dispute because the post office has a different one than what's even at City Hall. So I think it's 515, or right now it's listed as 415.
This is 414.
414, maybe not, because we're outside.
What type of license do you currently hold?
We have Sunday and regular liquor sales. I'm not sure what's at the current location.
So they're asking for this because the business is being sold, correct?
Correct.
So it's a new owner.
New owner
A new owner, a new business, a new business owner. I noticed the application had 2 different boxes checked. Should that have been? And my computer has shut down.
They're asking for a Sunday and a regular license, that was talking about.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you need both of those, it's not, because it's not 7. 7 doesn't include Sunday, but do you need both 7 and 8 checked, or should you just have 8 checked? Because you want that classification with Sunday sales.
You want merchandise and then you want Sunday sales.
What he's
What
asking,
I'm
Chief,
saying
is that,
number 8 is general merchandise, including Sunday sales.
I would say probably just 8, but
Just
since he's
8.
got both of them, it doesn't really.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah,
I want to make sure I understood that that wasn't
something different.
2 different things.
All right,
So
hang on just a second.
I spoke earlier,
Hang on just a second. You have another question? Oh, okay.
I spoke earlier to Chief Newhouse about this, and there's multiple owners, you know, right? So does, this license doesn't require to have all 3 of them on it, just, or just one representative is okay?
It's actually gonna have people who are gonna be multiple users of the license, is that correct?
Correct.
So everybody has to go through the background to be on the liquor license.
And you've already done that.
Oh, no, but I keep that in a separate, that doesn't come into effect because of the nature of the background.
Right, but I'm just.
Everybody's been done.
Okay.
Still need a motion to approve this if you so desire. Alderman King.
I make a motion, we accept ordinance number 2894, bill number 2015 dash. Is that right? I wrote the wrong one, dang it. Sorry, Mark. I wrote the wrong side. This is a motion to approve the liquor license of Topaz and 919.
Have a motion. Have a motion and a second to approve the liquor license for Topaz Enterprises. Any other discussion? Alderman Lockhart.
Yeah, just curious, I didn't see any, if you've had any violations selling to minors or anything like that. I know the last time we did, we had that brought to us, you know, how many times they,
I've been the liquor control officer since 2006, and we've had 3 infractions in the city of Independence. That's it. It never went to where it went beyond going to liquor control for a council. And they worked really hard to hard it.
thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries 6-0. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Next is Resolution 2015-09, a resolution of the City of Odessa, Missouri, entering into an abbreviated agreement with Larkin Lamprey Nearson for construction observation additional services. This is a resolution for your approval. Did you draw this up, or would you like to provide some background on it? Or just real quick, so that they kind
Currently, with the Northwest wastewater treatment plant construction, we have a resident observation person that's employed by Larkin as part of that contract because of the size of that project and its funding and et cetera. And to continue to utilize his services without too much additional cost to the city. And that's basically what this does, is this says that we can pull him off of the Northwest plant to do some construction observation for 2nd Street and the Dyer Park project, and Johnson Drive, as we do those projects, because he's already here. And as long as we keep him under the 40-hour work week, there's no additional costs for his services, to make those observations and be the on-site inspector type person that the contractors can go to for immediate questions of design or engineering. You can look at plans, he's very familiar with those projects. And so that's what this is a formality to basically say, yes, we can pull that resident observation person off of one project and moving to the other one for that short period of time because he's already in town. And encourage them not